So good evening. This is the Town of Pompey Town Board meeting for Monday, June 1st, 2020, scheduled to start at 6:30. We're on time. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Renee.
This meeting is being held virtually due to the ongoing COVID public health emergency and pursuant to the Governor's Executive Order 2002.1. The rules regarding meetings of public bodies have been relaxed to allow them to be held remotely by conference call or other methods, as long as the public can view or listen to the proceedings in real time, and as long as the proceedings are then recorded, transcribed, and posted. So we are holding this meeting via Zoom, and by live streaming it on our Facebook page. The meeting is being recorded and will be made available along with the written meeting minutes on the town's website. So I just want to identify everybody that's here tonight on this for this meeting. So myself, Town Supervisor Renee Rotundo, could Town Board Member Ann Christmas wave hello? And Sheila Larkin, hello. Judy Mack,
Hello.
hello. And Carl Dennis.
Hello.
We also have on this call Highway Superintendent Tom Purcell,
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Tom.
Hello, Tom.
Town Clerk Nikki Reed,
Hi,
Hi.
Nikki.
Nikki.
Codes Officer Bob Rodriguez,
Hi, Bob.
Bookkeeper Accountant Tom Chartrand,
Hi, Tom.
and our Town Attorney Tim Protesky.
Hey,
Hi, Tim.
And I would also acknowledge that our Zoom host is Veronica Hoteling.
Hi, Veronica.
She's keeping us hopefully in good stead with the technology. We also have Chris Fisher, attorney for the applicant for the public hearing on the page, present on the meeting, which really will be waiting until the public hearing, but I just want to acknowledge who you are for people that are going to be wondering who
Thank
that
you. Good evening.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, good
Hello,
evening.
Chris.
So first, one of these days I'm going to get a flag, but if we could all say the Pledge of Allegiance, I should have put a flag up here. To start with, I would appreciate it. So I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to
and to the republic for which it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation, under God,
visible,
indivisible, with liberty
and justice for all.
for all. Thank you. I thought before we get started with business of the town, we should acknowledge several passings of town residents or family members of town residents. There's 4. I know. The first, and Tom, you'll have to help me with the pronunciation of your Tom Purcell, your mother-in-law's last name is Donna
Legoway.
Leowitz. Okay. Tom's mother passed away in Illinois right as COVID began in March, and you were not able to attend, correct? To go out?
That's correct.
So 82 years old, lots of kids, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. So we extend our sympathies to you and your family, even though it's a little bit late.
Thank you.
Next, I want to acknowledge Tom Chartrand's mother-in-law, who passed away on May 6th at 92 years old. Is that right, Tom?
That is correct.
Hi, Tom.
She as well had many children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, according to the obituary that I was reading, but also really a strong ties to the Pompey community and her whole life. So we extend our sympathies to your family as well and to your wife, Mary.
Thank you.
You're welcome. On May 8th, we lost Bill Henson, who was 87 years old. And was a lifelong resident of the hamlet of Watervale. Farmer and married to Bernie for 62 years. Again, many children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. I only met him recently through the campaign last fall, but many, many people on him for a very long time, and he will be missed. So we extend our sympathies to his family as well. And last but not least is Frank, who was 89 years old. He passed away on May 16th. He was my neighbor, married to Elaine for 62 years. There's something about the number 62. A lot of children. He was a war veteran and spent most of his career in public service, from teaching to coaching to 20 years as the town supervisor here in Pompey and also as a school board president. So extend our sympathies to the Valletta family as well, and the losses to the community. And I thought that given those 4 losses, which are very significant to a lot of people, that we should honor their memory with a moment of silence. Also, gratitude that we seem to be coming out of the COVID crisis. We can only hope that we're on the downside. For some guidance that our nation's leaders can address issues that continue to seem to polarize us. So if we could have a moment of silence, I would appreciate that. Thank you. So we will hold off on the public hearing that is next on the agenda for those of you that have the agenda. Because although we scheduled it for first thing on our agenda tonight, the notices that went out said 7 o'clock instead of 6:30. So to the extent that the public is thinking it's 7 o'clock, we want to wait till 7 to begin that hearing. So we will do other business in the meantime. And I guess that would mean, Tom Chartrand, you are up.
Sorry the reports came out so late. It's been kind of a long day. Nikki and I were both struggling to get them out today.
That's okay.
So on the main report of the receipts and disbursements, our NICLAS interest continues to go down a little bit. As you recall, we were at 1.54% at the beginning of the year. We are now at 0.42. On the good news side, we're still at 37% of our year-to-date budget for interest in the general fund and 35% in the highway. We should be at around 41. So it hasn't hurt us terribly yet, but it is going to be an area of concern as we move later into the year and we start spending money. On the general fund, you'll see a large number in the town clerk's fees. Nikki was very efficient, so we actually have 2 months worth of town clerk reports in the May report. So that's why it is such a large number, but she was also pretty busy for being closed.
Good job.
You'll see the FM and JD school tax refunds. Those were the 2019 fees that we were supposed to receive for collecting taxes for those 2 school districts and school taxes. So those have now come in and we're whole on that. Highway fund, just interest. On the trust and agency, you'll see we have 2 developer deposits, which means that we have some activity for developers going on in Pompey, so that's great news. On the expenditure side, general fund, pretty quiet. Highway fund looks quite large at 171, but we have to remember 140 of that was the final payment on our new truck. So it really wasn't a very large abstract. And with that, our total spending year to date in the general fund without the SOTs is at 36%, and our highway total spending is at 26%. Whereas if we were going monthly and we were averaging, we'd be at 41% on both of those. So we're still down on our spending, and we're down on our spending a lot more than we're down on our revenues at this point. So dollar wise.
Okay.
Good.
So on the main report, not a real lot to worry about. I did have one transfer that I came up with from the main report, and that is Renee had asked me to open up a new account to track the COVID expenses. And so I was originally thinking 1,000 was enough, but we had a bill from Tom come in that pushed us slightly over that 1,000. So I'd rather do 2,000 at this point and not have to worry about doing it every month. So, and hopefully we won't spend more than that. Let's hope. So we would need a motion on that transfer sheet.
I make a motion that we do a transfer sheet for over $2,000.
Or 2,000?
Yeah, didn't you say 2,000, Tom?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll
Where are
second.
we taking it from, Tom?
And we're going to take it from the police and constable because we have not been spending that funds due to the court being closed.
Okay. Do I hear a second on that motion?
I did.
Okay, Ann seconded it. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, so back to the agenda. Bank reconciliations, I know they're hard to read. So it's just, if I make them any smaller on the sheet, then you can't read them. It's just a tough situation.
I would
It's an
suggest,
in-person type thing.
I would suggest that, I haven't been able to, I'm at home, so I don't have the legal size to even try and do it that size.
Me neither.
So it's very hard to read. That, I guess if nobody else, has anybody been able, can anybody read it?
No.
I printed it.
Okay, so you were able to see it. Carl, did you read it? You're
Guys, a lot of you are muted, so if you need to speak, you need to unmute yourself. Or
Carl, you're muted. You need to unmute.
I can do it for you from here.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me, Veronica?
Yep.
Okay.
Carl's still muted.
Yeah.
Carl, can you unmute yourself?
I think he has to do it himself.
Carl, it's in the lower left-hand corner if you move your mouse around, if you're on a computer.
He's going to get help, it looks like.
Muted.
Yeah.
It says there.
Right there.
You need your glasses.
There you go.
Oh, there we go.
I'll change them glasses. We're good.
So Carl, did you get a chance to look at the bank reconciliations? Were you able to see them on your computer?
No,
Yeah, I know, that's the problem.
I read them, but they're hard to read.
Yeah. Ann, did you say you did?
They are, I looked them over, but it is small.
It's hard. Yeah, it's small.
I don't know if there would be 3 votes to approve them.
We can hold off until next month.
Is that okay?
I don't see any problem with that.
All right, let's table that, unusual as it is, because it really wasn't easy to read. But do we want to approve the monthly reports And the clerk's reconciliations, was everybody able to see Nikki's?
I could read that.
I could
Yes,
read
I read that.
those.
I read that.
I'll
Yeah.
make a
I'll
motion.
make that motion. We accept the clerk's report.
I'll second it.
Okay. Any discussion?
No.
In favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Did you do just the clerk's report?
No, I saw the tax collector.
And the town, and the supervisors? I wasn't sure, so I didn't know if I had to do another one. And
I
then,
meant both of them, yes, both of them.
okay, then we just have approval of bills, which I would make a motion to approve the bills per the
Yes.
Second.
abstract. Is there any discussion on that? I know there was a couple questions.
No.
Everybody good?
Yeah.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. What are we on time? Okay. Nikki?
Yes. Did everyone have a chance to look at the May 4th meeting minutes and accept them?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep, I'll make a motion to accept the May 4th.
I second it.
Judy seconds it. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Nikki, are you going to attach Bob's codes report that he gave that on May to the, are you going to, does that go with the minutes?
Yeah, I put it in the meeting book. I can send it to Veronica to make sure it goes on the website as well.
Okay. Okay. It's just a good update on where he started and where he's gotten to thus far.
Update on town inventory. So we've created a list of all the equipment here up at the town. It's been distributed, and as soon as I get them back from everyone, I can give a full update on exactly all of the equipment that's here. I spent last week making labels that identify any property of the town of Pompey. I labeled it town clerk's office with a serial number, and we're going to make the same labels for everyone, so just makes everything easier going forward.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Nikki.
Yes, yes. Before I ask the approval to purchase a laptop, I'm going to dive in for those who don't know. This past March, my daughter Caitlin was diagnosed with cancer. So the last couple of months, she's been undergoing chemotherapy at Upstate. But due to the location and the high-grade classing of the tumor, she can't get your normal radiation here at Upstate. She has to go to Boston for specific proton radiation and chemotherapy. So she'll be there for 5 weeks, and the specific dates on that is June 30th through August 7th. So, however, with that being said, I'm still planning on working. That's exactly why I'm requesting the approval of a laptop to be purchased so that I continue to work over those 5 weeks. The office is still going to be staffed and remain open. So as for the laptop, I did quite a bit of research. I reached out to Tom Bertrand because he's so helpful with that kind of stuff. I found a Lenovo IdeaPad notebook from Quill, which retails for $659. I was trying to stay under $600, but it's hard trying to find something that has 8 gigs of memory. I don't need more than that, but this is kind of what we settled on, but I obviously need approval from the board before I can do that.
I would move that we allow the town clerk to purchase the Lenovo laptop at, I heard $615, is that right?
It's $659.99.
Oh, $659, sorry.
It's okay.
And that would, when we get to Sheila's part of the meeting, hopefully allow you to work remotely.
Yes.
Second the
I would
motion.
make that motion. Carl,
Second
second.
it.
Any discussion?
No.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
As for the town clerk office hours, we're going to be open Monday through Thursday from 9 to 4. Monday evenings from 5 to 7 minus the first Monday of the month because of the town board meetings. We'll continue to be open on Fridays from 9 to 12, but due to COVID-19, we are asking people to make appointments so that we can safely service the public. So if you come up to the town hall, there's a number, right there on the front door because the door is locked. Just call and make an appointment. That way we can help you get whatever you need. Also, I'm requesting the board to appoint a clerk 1 to help fulfill the hours while I'm working remotely since we're open 33 hours a week. I did have a conversation with Tom Chartrand, and he confirmed that there's some room in the budget for a clerk 1 to be appointed by the board at $12 per hour, not to exceed $4,000. So I'm asking the board to, I'm requesting, I should say, the board to appoint Mary Ann Full as a clerk 1 for the 5 weeks that I'll be working remotely from Boston at $12 an hour, not to exceed $4,000.
I'll make that. I
I
think
second.
that's to help you. Mary Ann Full to be clerk 1, to be paid $12 an hour, not to exceed $4,000.
I second it.
Is there any discussion about that?
No, I think it's great.
I just have one question for Tom Chartrand, if I can ask about just the budget end of it. If it's necessary for that position, and it might not be, because I've played with the numbers myself to make sure that we have money. But if it would ever be necessary for that clerk 1 to work more than, go over that 4,000 mark, is that an absolute? That can't happen?
No, the board can authorize further spending on that, but we would have to transfer it from another account.
Okay. I don't
That's why
think it's going to be an
contingency's
issue,
there in
but
case of it.
okay. I just wanted to know if that's like set in stone, like that's not even an option.
It's set in stone without prior board approval. When they get to 4,000, they should stop using that clerk 1 until the board approves further spending.
Okay. Well, if you think it's going to happen, Nikki, you should come to the board before you that and
I
change it,
will.
so we don't interrupt the flow. But I don't think it's going to. But
Right. Well, and I'm not planning, I mean, my daughter is going to be down there for 5 weeks, but my husband and I are taking turns. So when she's in the hospital for a week at a time, I'll be coming home, so we're alternating. I'm not going to be completely gone for 5 set weeks. We are alternating. So we're both trying to work remotely if possible.
okay.
And that's all I have.
Well, you know that all of us on this call are behind you and your family, so
Yes.
know that. Know
God
that.
bless.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Nikki, one thing you had sent, was it? Yeah, 27th, you had sent out a list with some surplus items on it that don't have data on them.
Yes.
The ones with data on it, I think Sheila's going to address, but are those items ones that you want to have the board declare surplus, or you want to wait now that you're doing all the whole inventory thing?
I would rather wait if that's okay.
Okay,
I'm just more
that's
comfortable
fine. I
with
just want to
waiting.
make sure. Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
Renee, I don't think you finished the vote.
We
on
didn't
the
vote on
clerk
it.
1.
You got a motion in a second.
That's right. Tom, I was asking you a question and I got distracted. Sorry about that. So after discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Sorry about that, Nikki.
It's okay.
And we welcome Mary Ann Full.
Yay.
The only other thing I would add to your list, like you need anything added right now, is that June 23rd is election day or primary day for, and I know that that's going to impact town business. I know the county is in charge of all that, the Board of Elections and everything, but I assume that you'll be working with them or your office to coordinate.
Yes.
Is there going
I'm going to help also, Renee. They have called,
Perfect.
so I'm familiar with what goes on at primary, so I will
Okay.
help with that.
Perfect. And they say they're going to have extra election officials to help out at the polling stations, but everybody did get absentee ballots or absentee applications mailed to them that I think have to be returned. maybe this week, maybe tomorrow, soon, if you want to use them for primary day. But in any event, it is June 23rd, and I do know that affects, we got to have a little bit of, there won't be court that night, and, well, yeah. So, in any event, I just wanted to make sure we're on top of that as well. But thanks, Ann, for helping out.
You're welcome.
Okay, Mr. Tom Purcell, we have 5 minutes left till 7 o'clock, so let's see how long you take.
Is he muted?
Yes,
You got to unmute, Tom.
what was I? The-
Oh,
So's Bob Rodriguez
Oh, yeah, Bob is too.
and
Well, if you're
Tom.
not talking.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
There he is.
perfect.
Yes.
Okay. May was a very busy month. We got all the roads swept, and in the last few weeks, we've been doing the bar crack sealing, what we do every spring for road maintenance. And we've been hauling in a lot of material for our paving project this summer. So things have been going quite well for a busy month. Unfortunately, on May 9th, we had 2 snow plows up on Pompey Hill, which is, we haven't plowed in May since 1996 on the 12th. So
Oh,
it's crazy weather. Last week it was like summer, and today's like spring. So that's all I have.
okay. Hey, it's not, whose responsibility is it for the signs of, that say entering Pompey that we have at the town lines? Is that,
Town board orders them if we want them, which they haven't done in many, many years.
well, if you look at the one coming out of Fabius north on 91, it's embarrassing. It should be replaced. I don't know who does the,
Yeah,
but I think that we should get that one replaced. If anybody has seen it, you know what I mean.
I think there's one on Ridge Road too that needs to
That's
be.
bad.
are there?
I'm just wondering, can we do, when you do your like little drive arounds, Tom, maybe take inventory of the towns?
Okay, but I'm gonna have to go out of town and come back into town.
That's okay. I just don't know who does that, and I know the one in Fabius, the one coming out of Fabius is really bad. And
We did look at it here because there wasn't interest. The Girl Scouts were gonna do something with them, but that fell through for funding. But, so I do have a list, so.
How
Okay,
about Boy Scouts? Tom, how about Boy Scouts? Didn't they do it at one time?
Who
Tom,
did
can
it
you
the
hear?
first time? Do you remember, Ann, how many years ago that was?
Oh, it's been a while. We always buy them from Sign Solutions and get them put up. I believe they're on 91, both ends of 91, 20, and I think 92, right, Carl?
Correct. Yeah, that's right.
Is there a
well,
Hamlet
I just,
sign or like on Watervale or something like that that
There's
explains
a,
Watervale? You know?
yes. Every Hamlet signs.
So maybe should we include that too?
yeah, I think
Probably
they,
want to get an estimate, Renee, on what it would be.
Yeah, we currently do not have a budget line item for that, so we should probably get an idea of what the cost is going to be and make sure we're within our procurement policy. And then
okay,
we'll have to find some place to move some money into a signs replacement line.
yeah.
Okay, I'll get some prices.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks,
Yes.
Tom.
Bob Rodriguez for the code enforcement officers.
Today
Wait.
we've issued,
Yeah, 1 minute you got.
okay, today
I'm
we've
joking.
issued 37 building permits. We've closed a lot more permits out the last couple of weeks. I'm gonna start working on citations and complaints, especially Pompey Center Road. I'm gonna concentrate on complaints for the next couple of weeks.
I think that will be much appreciated.
Yes.
Yes.
I took a lot of pictures today and I started digging into the guy's information.
Thank you for doing that.
I'll
Appreciate
get there. That's all I've got.
Tim? Our town attorney's report?
Do you want to wait until after the
Oh, let's do it. Yeah, sorry about that. Good idea.
We can go, if you want Chris to maybe give a quick presentation on, just to remind everybody what we're doing.
Yeah, I do, and I actually, if you don't mind, I did a little bit of a, I didn't know what to do for the public hearings. And especially because it's being done virtually, so I wanted to make sure people understand the process. So, Chris, if you could bear with me for a couple minutes to let me
Sure.
out, then I'll let you have the floor. That was part of it anyway, I was figuring. But do we call the public hearing, or does there need to be a motion to have the public hearing?
Yes.
There
Yes.
needs to be a motion to,
Open the public
open the public hearing.
Okay.
But I think we
Do this
should
first.
we should waive the notice, waive the reading of the notice of the public hearing.
Okay. Does that also require a motion?
Yes.
So moved. Waive the.
Second. I second it. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. So now do I do the opening the public hearing, or do I do the introductory and let Chris talk first? Then?
You can do your introductory remarks and then we'll open the public hearing.
Okay. So because this is the first public hearing the newly configured town board has held, I made notes, so I want to make sure we do this right. So this also happens to be the first virtual public hearing I think this town has ever done. So we've worked really hard to eliminate glitches and hope we've been successful, but there's no guarantee that we've got them all worked out. So bear with us, and kudos to Veronica Hoteling for setting us all up and figuring it out and working with Town of Manlius to get the public involvement piece of this right. What we're going to do, what I want the public to understand is that we started this process back in February with the application before the town board for a zone change. And then it was referred to the planning board and to the Environmental Conservation Commission for their consideration and input back to us as to what they thought should be done. And on February 27th, jointly, and submitted a positive recommendation for the zone change back to the town board, contingent upon a subdivision of property with the subdivided portion being zoned hamlet commercial and the rest farm, the remaining part. So then we scheduled this public hearing, and there's also a parallel track for the subdivision application with the planning board. They will have a public hearing as well in June 15th. Registered mail notices have been sent to all the properties, and an affidavit has been filed by the applicant asserting that that was done. And information was posted on our website, maps and the original application for the public. So the way this will work is that we will open the, or Chris will speak first about the project. And I did all of that so you don't have to go through it, Chris, the town action.
Thank you. Yeah.
Just speak about the project. We will share, hopefully, on the screen, the map, if for the public to see the map of the project. We also have a map of the whole hamlet area, if that's necessary. Then we'll open the hearing, public comment. We will use the Zoom box that says question and answer for anybody who is viewing the Zoom call to type in comment or question. You can also comment on the town's Facebook page because this is live streamed here as well. And please hear any comment, any message, any question you have, your name and just your street that you live on, the road you live on. It doesn't need to be your street number, but your name and your road. There is no audio option, so it's going to have to be either typed in here on the Zoom or on Facebook. Where did Bob go? Bob Rodriguez is, Leslie King is going to monitor the Facebook page. She is Bob's assistant in the codes. You mute, Bob. Can you unmute?
Bob
Yes,
is
I was. I
muted.
was just watching Facebook.
Okay, so she will monitor and provide us with the comments from Facebook. Veronica is going to track the questions that and the comments that come up on the Zoom screen. And both Veronica and Leslie must interject to tell us what those are if we can't see them, so that they become part of the record for this hearing. And then lastly, any emailed comments. We still can't hear you, Bob. You're muted.
Sorry?
Were you talking to us?
No, I was telling Leslie she's gonna have to come over and
Oh, well, you're talking on the screen, so I thought you were talking to us.
no, I'm sorry.
Okay, okay, that's okay. So, and any email comments, I think there's a couple, will be read into the record at the very end. So, anyone have anything to add before we let Chris explain the project? Does that seem like a good process to everyone?
Yes.
This will work. Veronica?
I just was gonna say, just let me know when you want me to bring up those maps.
Okay. I will defer to Chris on that as far as if he wants to use it in his initial remarks, and then if not, we can pull that up when, I would like the public to see it if anybody wants to, but so anyway, I will turn the floor over, the Zoom conference call over to Chris Fisher, who is representing the applicant.
Great. Thank you, Supervisor. I'm Chris Fisher from the Alario and Fisher Law Firm, and I represent the applicant, a company called Salt Point Rentals. Veronica, is it possible to add Jim France, the applicant? If not, that's okay, but I didn't know if it'd be possible to add him.
Is he, he's on
Part
the,
of our,
he's
he's a
on,
panelist.
he's on the attendee list as Jim?
Yep, Jim France.
Yeah, he doesn't have a last name listed. But I'll promote him to panelist.
If you could, I think that'd be great.
Yep.
Draft, Veronica.
That's super user.
Yeah, you are.
All right. Well, let me go ahead. So
There he is.
there's an application before the town board for a zone change. Salt Point Rentals and its sister company, Salt Point Services. Salt Point Services is a home builder remodeling company with an office currently in Cazenovia. And they have a contract to purchase the old Oran Golf facility. And the plan would be to take the existing metal building that has been used as office storage for the golf facility, remodel it and turn it into their office. And the plan is to have a limited small office for the construction company, as well as somewhat of a showroom, not a showroom open to the public, but a showroom open to customers to show potential bathroom and kitchen remodeling ideas. And the building is sufficient enough that there would actually be a little bit of storage in the back. So the plan is to purchase the property, completely remodel it, spruce it up because it's in very poor condition now. and use it as their offices. So when we started this process a few months ago, we had some informal discussions with both the town board and the planning board as to the potential for the zone change. And one of the things that came out was that the zone change may be more palatable if the acreage that is being requested is reduced down to as a minimum. So what we currently have pending before the town planning board is a subdivision application. And Veronica, I don't know if you could put up the subdivision map.
Is that the one I have to say I highlighted one so that it would be easier for people to see the subdivided piece.
Perfect.
Okay. I hope you were okay with that.
Oh, absolutely. So the entire parcel that's being purchased is a little over 19 acres. And what we did for the pending subdivision and as part of this zone change application was basically split the parcel roughly in half. And what we are, what the current application for the zone change is what is highlighted in red. So it's basically, again, approximately 1/2 of the parcel acreage wise, but it includes the existing buildings and some property to the east, and excludes or subdivides out frontage on 92, as well as wrapping around property behind the other parcel. The majority of that parcel in the back is delineated federal and state wetlands, and it just made more sense to include that with the parcel that would remain as compared to the parcel that's subject to the zone change application. So with that being said, the basis of the application is that this entire parcel is currently zoned farm under the town's zoning ordinance. We are seeking to have the portion of the parcel rezoned to hamlet commercial. The proposed operation of an office is not a permitted use under the farm zoning designation, but would be permitted under the hamlet commercial zone designation. The reason for requesting of a change to hamlet commercial is because there are other hamlet commercial parcels in the area. The parcels on the south side of 92, on both sides of the Orin Delphi / Route 92 intersection, are currently zoned hamlet commercial. There are a number of hamlet commercial properties on this side of the road heading east, but there are in fact 2 parcels in between the parcel we're requesting and the last piece of last parcel that's currently zoned hamlet commercial. I don't, Veronica, could you throw up that map showing the various designations?
Yes, hang on.
So we put together a map based upon the town's zoning map to show both the town board and the public what we're talking about. So what you see as the very dark parcels is what is currently zoned hamlet commercial. And what you see to the bottom right is a hatched area of a parcel, and that is the portion of the parcel that we are requesting for a zone change. The area that is white below and wrapping around is the second lot of the subdivision that would remain in the farm zone. So again, we're buying the entire parcel, we're requesting a subdivision with the planning department, planning board, and only a portion of the parcel is being requested to change from farm to hamlet commercial. Our justification for the application is that while there is in fact two parcels that are farmed, zoned farm between the existing hamlet commercial and our property, we respectfully submit that they're not farm and have not been farmed for a number of years. The one parcel is a single family house that is used as somewhat of a secondary location for a business, pro maintenance services. And then the parcel that's adjoining to the west of our parcel is the Onondaga Model Airplane Club. So it hasn't been used as a farm for a number of years, is a outdoor recreational facility, but it's not a farm. And along the same lines, our property hasn't been a farm for a number of years. It's obviously been used for the Oran Golf facility. In recent years, they added a soccer golf course to it. So the application would not eliminate or take away any existing or ongoing farm property in the town. It would actually just improve on a property and basically provide a hamlet commercial blessing for a use that is arguably more commercial than farm as it is on the property. So the last parcel, there have been a couple parcels that the town board has changed the zoning on in semi-recent history. The one that's identified on the map beside the pro maintenance property was changed in 2003, I believe, 2002, I apologize, from farm to hamlet commercial. And then on the other side of Oran Delphi, heading to the west, the part of the Cross Creek Nursery facility was changed from farm to hamlet commercial in 2003. So there is some precedent as to expansion of the hamlet commercial zoning district in this area. The proposed use we submit would probably have less traffic over the course of a year than the existing golf facility. While there would be regular employee traffic, it would not be very heavy. There'd probably be only 2 or 3 employees in the office on any given day, plus an occasional customer by appointment. There would be no delivery of construction materials. There'd be no construction vehicles. It would be purely a retail sales space. So based upon the number of vehicle trips that occur in the summer at the golf facility, if you expand that over the course of a year, we respectfully submit that we would be at or even below total vehicle trips over the course of a year. The sellers, which we don't represent, we represent the buyer, Salt Point Rentals. As the board probably knows, this property has been on the market for a long time, and unfortunately the building itself has kind of deteriorated a little bit. So we submit that with the zone change, Salt Point would greatly improve the aesthetics of the building and improve the site view along 92 for the benefit of the town. That's pretty much the background of where we are. We've tried very hard to listen to recommendations and brainstorming by both the town board and the planning board, and have tried to react positively and accommodatingly to those. So we respectfully submit that this is an appropriate zone change, and we ask the town board to consider the same.
Thank you, Chris. So unless Tim Fatetsky jumps in and tells me to do otherwise, I do believe it's time to open the public hearing portion of our meeting to consider questions from the public on this zone change application. Just give the property, it's 8710, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris.
Nope.
8710 Cazenovia Road in Pompey. It's former site of the Oran,
I think it's the Oran Valley Gulf.
yes, and the zone change being asked for is from farm to Hamlet commercial. So would someone like to make a motion to open the public hearing?
I make a motion, we open the public meeting.
Okay, Carl, you're gonna have to unmute yourself again. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thanks, Sheila. Second, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. So, the interesting part, to make sure we do this properly. So I'm hoping for the on the Zoom conference, on the Zoom call, please, if you have a question or a comment, enter it in the question and answer box by clicking on that at the bottom of the screen. Veronica?
You must keep touching something.
Veronica, can you hear me?
Yeah, someone's got a lot of audio going on.
I think it's Carl trying to get back on.
Oh,
I think I'm back on.
You are, but we don't see you. We hear you though.
That's
I
what
just wanted
counts.
to let Chris know that the gym that we added as a panelist is not really the gym your client.
Ah, okay, thank you.
Are you leaving him on?
Well,
My picture doesn't appear.
We have a rogue gym on our.
Yeah.
On
Where
our
are ya?
option to remove him. I hope it doesn't like take him off the call entirely.
Okay.
But
So for the boards, for those on the panelists, you can click on the question and answer box and it should pop up to allow you to see if we have anybody. And all we have is Alan who says hello. Bob Rodriguez, Leslie will have to let us know if there's anybody that is on Facebook with comments.
there is a question on Facebook if Leslie wants to.
Yeah.
I have none on Zoom at the moment.
You want me to read it for Leslie?
Go ahead, Ann.
It's from Tom Callahan. My husband Tom and I live on the property next to this property east. What will you be doing with the parcel that will be staying farm?
Yeah, that's an excellent question, and I apologize. I should have touched base on that. The plan right now is actually to do nothing. We did subdivide it with Bob's guidance to have 200 feet of road frontage to potentially have it as a single-family house if somebody would be so inclined. But as of right now, there's literally no plans for that. But you know, the most logical thing, if it would be sold or developed, would be a house.
And the zoning isn't changing, so whatever, it would be nothing more than could be on that property right now.
Correct.
Okay. Oh, there's Veronica. Are there any others on Facebook?
No.
You see? How's the question? Is there anything on question and answer?
Nothing.
Okay. What I can do to give people time, if there is anybody else that wants to weigh in, is read the emails that we got, the email comments into the record. They're actually, there's two. Is that okay to do?
Renee, there was another question that just
Oh, then
came.
I would rather do that. Go ahead.
It's from the same person, Tom Callahan. Will someone be maintaining the farm parcel?
Maintain as in mowing the grass, it would be the plan. I don't think anything more than mowing the grass as it is now. But I assume that's what really the question is it going to be mowed? And yes, the plan is yes.
Okay.
Yeah, if he has any other follow-up questions, that's fine. I can, I don't want to interrupt his train of thought either. But I will read these two emails. One's sort of long, the other is fairly short. One came to me early on in the process, but it was meant to be part of the hearing. And it's from Joy Gillis, who lives on Pompey Hollow Road. And it came in on May 1st. April 29th, excuse me. This Nikki, I will give you this for the record. She says, "Hi, Renee. I just learned that two friends," oops, what happened to my light? I can't see without that. "Two friends of ours, Jim France and Ken Stratton with Salt Point Services, are working with the Pompey Zoning Board and have appeared with their attorney, Christian Fisher, before the town board as part of the process to purchase, after a zoning change from ag to business, the 18 acres on Route 92 that is currently the Oran Valley Golf Center. Just wanted you to know that both Kent and I have known," Kent is her husband, "and I have known these two guys for 12 to 15 years respectively. They're good guys and we're excited at the prospect of them owning and possibly developing that piece of property into something that will be useful to the town. Kent helped them establish their business about 8 years ago," that's her husband, "and was their volunteer accountant for about 5 years to give them a solid start. We have used their business, Salt Point Services, in our own home on a variety of jobs and have referred them to countless others. They do nice work and are a delight to work with. They're both local guys. Jim and his family live on Pompey Hollow Road, and Ken and his family live in Cazenovia. So they would both have a vested interest in Pompey and would live quite close to the property under discussion. I understand the process can be protracted and there are a number of fees involved in such a transaction. I don't want me to contact you or anyone else, but I did just call Dave Tessier, who is our zoning board chair, to find out if a public hearing had been set so we could arrange our schedule and to give our stamp of approval to them personally and the project itself. They and their business would make a nice addition to the Pompey community." And then the last couple lines are asking about my family, which is not relevant to this. So that was from Joy Gillis. Then today, I got an email over the weekend from a William Hansen. I'm not exactly sure where he lives, but he did get a registered letter. So I sent him the information over the weekend, and this was his response. "Hi, Renee. Thank you for your prompt reply. I genuinely appreciate it. I had a chance to review the documents, and I was actually relieved to read Salt Point. My only minor concerns are about noise and unobtrusive signage, but those are most likely guided by the Hamlet Commercial Zone designation itself." He's to attend the meeting tonight, but he wasn't sure he was going to because of his wife's work and daycare issues. So, but he's okay. He says, "I'm okay with the zone change and look forward to meeting our new neighbors." So, two emails that I did receive. And I don't know if anything else.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Veronica, is there anything else on the question and answer on the Facebook? No? Ann?
Nothing.
Okay,
Nothing here.
okay. I think having read those lengthy, especially the first one, would have given anybody time to
call.
comment. So do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I make a motion to close the public hearing.
Judy made a motion. Carl is seconding it. I can see his lips moving.
You got to unmute, Carl.
Accept that. I'm going to accept it, Carl. He's laughing. Any discussion about closing the hearing? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried. These are the things we deal with, this virtual stuff. So the one thing I would say at this point, and this is for Chris too, and his client, we did send in timely the referral for county planning, which is required for us to get a recommendation or whatever they have to consider and send it back to us before we can vote. I think they meet on June 10th, which is before the planning board subdivision application hearing. And hopefully by our meeting in July, we would be able to vote. We sometimes in the past, I think this board has voted conditioned on that, but I think since we have to do the planning board anyway, if anybody's in a hurry to do this without the county planning report, my inclination would be to wait.
Yeah,
Nodding. That's
Renee,
good.
I think that's the best move. I will have, unless I hear differently from the board, I will prepare a resolution for the meeting in July for everybody's review and approval. So I will have something prepared for the next board meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tim, does that have to be, do we post that on our website? Do you know if that resolution needs to be
No.
beforehand? Okay.
No, it'll be a draft resolution because the board won't even be able
Okay.
to see it. So when I get it, I want to see what happens with the planning board and the subdivision. If the subdivision goes through, then we'll have something prepared.
Okay. Chris, you are free to stay on and listen to us. I know we're just very entertaining, but you are also free to go. And
Right.
your attendance and the presentation, it was really helpful.
All right. Hey, thank you, board, for indulging us and doing the Zoom. And Veronica, thank you for all your technical. It was great. It worked out great.
Thank you, Chris.
All right. Thank you, board.
All right.
Bye.
So that was a lot of work putting that together. But it works. I think. I hope we don't hear back from people that they couldn't comment, but I think it worked. So I am going to now I've done everything in. Okay, I'm going to now ask for you to report out on your section.
We're getting a lot of audio feedback. I don't know where
know. Somebody got
coming from. If you guys,
it shouldn't be me.
if you have Facebook running and you've got the audio on your Facebook Live going, I would mute your Facebook because that can cause interference.
Not here.
Not me.
I just turned Facebook Live off. So if that was it from getting the questions, we'll see.
I mean, you should be able to keep the live thing going. Just mute the audio on it.
Hey, Tam? Yeah? Can I have your help for a second?
Renee, you're muted.
She said to mute Facebook.
No. Oh,
I didn't dare touch it.
I don't know. I've never. Oh.
Okay.
If you have the live feed of the video going, just mute the sound on that.
So Renee, I think you want me to go? Okay. The first item on the town attorney report is going to be the sewer consolidation lease. This is a lease where Onondaga County Water Environmental Protection is going to lease the small portion of public sewer we have in the town of Pompey. And they're going to keep and maintain that system. They're not charging us anything for that. But they will be in control of the system. So we're giving up control of the system for them to keep and maintain it, because as you probably all remember, the Meadowbrook Limestone Treatment Facility is under a consent order right now. And because they're under a consent order, significant amount of work should be done or must be done at the treatment center if they can't get control of the inflow and infiltration, which is really the whole purpose of this lease, is to give the county the authority to go in and make the kind of repairs that need to be made so that they can, so that they don't have to treat clean water. So that's the basis of that sewer consolidation lease. I know there was a meeting held, which frankly I missed. So I don't know if Renee wants to speak to that meeting that was held with the residents.
Yes, it was held on May 21st, if that's a Thursday. I know it was a Thursday. And we did it virtually, actually sort of a guinea pig test for how to have people participate. But it did work. People did, it was presented by the county. And they did a PowerPoint presentation and explained exactly what Tim was just summarizing, a little bit more detail, obviously, because it took about an hour or so. This contract relates specifically to our special districts, our special sewer districts. So it's not the whole town that's affected. It's only the town that have sewer districts. So, and the rest to get that, that were on the call. Obviously, concern with them partly is cost, which the county did address, and said that the charge on their tax bills that they have currently is about where, and she was talking in the $480 range, but I don't, and it's across the county. Everybody that will ultimately be under this consolidation will pay the same. And I never remember if it's Meadowbrook.
Meadowbrook Limestone.
Limestone or Limestone Meadowbrook.
Meadowbrook Limestone.
Our treatment plant is, because it's under the consent order, would be the first one to have the maintenance performed on it by the county, is what they're saying. So they're really trying to get the contracts in place for the towns that are affected, or the drainage area that's affected, because it's the drainage area that matters, that goes to the treatment plant. So the costs going forward are all going to be county costs as far as a fee on the tax bill, because the town would no longer be charging anybody for maintenance. Any money we currently have sitting in our sewer district lines, the town would be able to keep. And we would be able to decide what we would do with that. And Tom Chartrand has indicated some ideas about that, and Sheila's had some too. So we'll have to decide that once, once we get past this point. But so that's pretty much, I mean, there's more to, it was a long meeting. I mean, it took an hour, and they did a very good job on presenting it very clearly, the history, how the pipes are leaking and leaking groundwater into the system, which is creating excessive water at the treatment plant, unnecessary excess water. And that's what is causing the DEC to come in and say, you've got to do something. The alternative to this would be if the county didn't do sewer consolidation and take over maintaining the systems, the sewer district systems, would be to get a new treatment plant, which would be enormously expensive, and you wouldn't want that fee on your tax bill. And then if we didn't enter into this, the town would then be on their own if anything happened to our sewer system. There are a lot of factors to consider. It depends on everybody how you weigh whether it's a plus or a minus. It's up to all 5 of us to make a decision as to whether or not we should enter into this contract. So I am, Tim, how should we hear from the rest of the board right now, or do we?
Sure.
In a
Sure. Does the board have any questions for me
Yeah.
about the lease itself? The town of Manlius has already approved the lease. The village of Fayetteville, the village of Manlius has also approved the lease. They're working with the town of DeWitt. DeWitt has not signed it yet. Pompey has not signed it yet, and the city of Syracuse has not signed it yet. But DeWitt, I'm told, is very close, and Pompey is considering it tonight. Carl, you're muted.
Oh, Carl, we gotta get you. Carl, do you want to call in like we did last time, and I'll put you on my phone? No, poor thing. Of any board member, I will guarantee you, he can't wait for in-person meetings.
I'm sure.
But I'm a close second.
Yeah, I like it better in
There he
person.
is.
Oh,
Thank you.
yay.
It's a great idea. It's the only way to go. There's nothing really warrants much discussion. Let the county have it, and the countywide sewer district is the way to go.
I feel the same way. I feel like we've been given a great amount of information and all questions have been answered, and I agree. I think we should do the same.
And we get to keep the money that's already in our districts. Win-win.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how much it is, but it was close to 10,000 in town.
Right.
You know better than Chartran knows better.
There's a total of, in all of the sewer districts combined right now of, let me get the exact number, 26,000, but we have not paid the 2019 sewer bill yet. So that usually ranges from anywhere from 6 to 12,000. So we stand a chance of having well over 10,000 left in those accounts.
Well, if any year where we could use stand-in the extra, it's this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
What we would need is a motion to authorize the supervisor to sign the lease on behalf of the town of Pompey.
I'd like to make the motion for the
Felix made that motion,
lease.
I'll second it.
and Ann seconded it. Is there any other discussion that anyone has? I would say that I don't want to influence board members before they vote. So but I have to agree with Carl and Sheila that
Web did a great job with the information, and Dave Knapp has been wonderful as well. So.
yeah, the town and the county was very, very willing to do that informational session, which I felt was necessary given the surprise some of the town residents got on their tax bill last year, and I didn't want another surprise coming down the pike for them. So they seem to have responded well to this as well. So.
Yeah.
So, discussion, all those in favor,
Aye.
Aye.
opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
I will put this thick file down.
The next item under my report is the IMA with the county to maintain and keep sewer. That's the agreement we enter into every year with the county for them to keep and maintain the sewer. But because we just entered into a lease agreement with the county, we no longer have to have that intermunicipal agreement in place. So we won't have, the county will be in charge of the sewer now. So we don't have to hire them to keep in charge of it.
to, just so people understand, because people might be confused, we used to have an agreement with the county, now we have a new agreement, so can you just explain like what the old thing was so that they
The
know?
old agreement was on a yearly basis. The, the county would maintain our sewer lines. They wouldn't repair them, but if there were blockages or there was something that happened to the sewer lines, we hired the county to come in and repair those lines. I shouldn't say repair, I say fix the lines if there were blockages, those types of things. Now it's going to be the county's responsibility under the lease to do that separate and distinct from any ownership that we have, because they are in a 40-year lease now.
Okay.
To keep it
And that's
maintained.
what the fees in the sewer districts used to go for, was to pay the county when they came in to help us out. And Tom
Right.
is nodding, so,
Yeah.
and Tim is nodding. Okay, I just wanted
And-
so people understand the difference.
And the sewer charge for the town will go away because of the lease. So there won't be any town charge for the sewer upkeep. But the county charge may fluctuate a little bit because of that. So that is not necessary. Then the next item is the local law for the Solar Energy System Overlay District, which I have reviewed with John and with Renee. I think you guys did a very good job with it, and I don't have a lot of comments. Mine are mostly ministerial, simple comments. So I think John is ready to go forward with that and with the committee and have something ready for our review, probably within the next couple of meetings.
Wonderful.
The next item is the scrap metal policy. We had been discussing that. I don't know if we're in a position tonight to move that forward. Renee, what would you?
I thought there was a couple of changes that needed to be made that you were gonna do. Because or was I supposed to do them?
No, you weren't supposed, no, I would,
Several changes.
yeah.
Yeah, just to, after that board meeting that we discussed it, and then once it was in final, once those changes were made, I think we were ready to pass it.
Okay, I will get, I don't have a copy of it for you with the changes, so.
Okay.
It might have to wait till next month, or you can approve it tonight, subject to those changes that we discussed.
We'll wait till next meeting when we see them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the last item on my on my items are the question of whether we need to pass another resolution to extend payment of employees. I don't think we need to do that anymore, since it seems like our employees are back. The vast majority of our employees are back at town hall working. So I don't think we need to do that anymore.
That would be my sense too, but I wanted to make sure that we ran that by you before we did not do an extension.
Right, and
They are all back there. The courts are, I mean, we have a very small town, personnel, staff, whatever. So most offices are staffed by one person. So, but the justice courts are starting to come back slowly, but they're still being governed by what they're being told by the uniform court system. So, but they are working now, so that I think that people are back. So I don't think we need to, but I want to make sure that that's the case.
I don't think you need to.
Okay.
And that concludes my portion of my report.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Town board members. Where's Carl? Carl,
Yes.
building committee.
Building committee, we're going to be meeting very shortly. I think if we can, we'd wait 2 to 3 more weeks. Tom, what do you feel about a walk through in your building to assess the needs of the building?
Oh, you unmute, Tom.
Unmute.
There you go.
Anytime you get put together, Carl, I'm available.
Whenever you want to do it. What do you want to meet? Do you want to meet in the town hall and then leave, or you want to skip being in the town hall? And how do you want to handle this?
We can meet at the top, then we can do a walk around of all the buildings if you want to.
Well, it's,
All right. How about a week from tonight, Monday night, up there at what time you want to meet? 6 o'clock?
I'm available. Everybody else available?
that would be Sheila, Bob, and then John Shaheen. So if you got,
Yep, we'll get a hold of John and Sheila and I and Tom and Rodriguez. You available next Monday night, 6 o'clock? All right.
I think that's a yes.
I'll be there.
Yes.
that is a yes.
Somebody get to him and let him know so we all meet 6 o'clock next Monday night. Yep.
Thank you. So
We'll send the agenda out.
Ann,
Nothing, everything's.
all set? Sheila,
Yes. So for the IT and the VPN and everything we've been working on, we do not currently have an IT. So I'm interviewing 2 companies, getting a list of everything that they can do for our town. I met with one today, and I'll meet with the other company on Wednesday. And basically, there's neither company feels that there's a necessary reason for a VPN. It's costly. We don't want to incur that right now, and there's ways around it. They have a solution.
what a VPN is? Will
A
you just
virtual
tell-
private network.
Yeah, because some people might not know. And why we're on this, which is the courts.
Yes, the main reason is so the courts could come into their computers right now and work remotely if so needed. There's a few others in the town that also have that necessity. And that's a small piece of the pie, and that can be done for a very, very minimal cost and possibly free, depending. And 5 of you, I believe, would have that access. And it would all be streamlined with the IT company. They would be the holders of everything and do it for us. And anytime we have a new computer coming in, they'll set it up. They'll do everything you need. They'll hold the backup for everything. They will do everything for us going forward for IT. I'll have answers probably by Friday. So
Okay.
that's kind of where we're at with that.
Okay. And there's really no, we don't have a cost yet. Like, we don't have
No,
a ballpark.
I
Yeah.
will by Friday.
Yeah, okay.
With both companies. But I think the remote access is not so expensive that I believe it'll fall into that category where you can approve it, Renee. So
Oh, okay.
I think it will be okay
Let
to
me
get
get
the.
Nikki up. If
What?
she can get her, if she can get
Yes.
her laptop then before she goes to Boston. That up.
And that's a main reason to do it, so that Nikki can work, she can go and do what she needs to do. Bob, you as well. I know you have some remote right now, but it's better to be streamlined with one company. That's my feeling. And I think it'll be great for everybody. Definitely.
Okay.
So, Tom, you as well. You'll be in there, and the 2 judges and the assessor right now. So, yeah, we're getting
Okay.
there. We're very close.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to try and run through these relatively quickly on my report. The county issued a state of emergency yesterday and imposed a curfew. They suspended it today. So I just wanted to report that to the extent that we had put some, the original state of emergency on Facebook. And we'll just follow the county with these states of emergencies, I guess. And speaking of them, COVID. We are and have put a plan in place and are following it as of today to allow the public back in the town hall. And again, I thank Veronica for all the work you've done getting that information up and out, because it was we didn't know for certain whether we would be able to do it until Friday. And so this weekend's been a little bit of a shuffle, but so the plan that we put in place is on the website. It applies, it addresses both employees, town staff, as well as the public. For the moment, and this is so fluid, it changes frequently. We are only allowing one person per office into the town hall at a time by appointment. So please call ahead, make sure you can get an appointment with whoever it is you want to speak with, because if you show up at the door and somebody else has an appointment, or there's several people having appointments, you're not going to be, you can expect to be turned away. And we don't want that to happen. If you have business with the town, I was there part of the day today, and I was surprised how many we had. What, Nikki, 3 or 4? Only one person had an appointment. The other showed up. But we were able to. It worked out okay. So the town hall, the front door will continue to be locked for the time being, because we need to have some control over it. We have a COVID station right in the vestibule area there. And the justice courts are supposed to be allowed to be back in their offices, but not holding court. And Tim, I might have that wrong if you know differently.
Nope, you're right.
Okay. So I'm a little confused because one of our judges asked to have court security tomorrow night, but if he's not allowed to hold court, I'm not sure. So I will have to straighten that out and find out what's going on with that. But we do have a process in place. I encourage the public to look on the website is really the bottom line for moving forward. If we will, to the best of our ability, enforce precautions. Please come with a mask if you have one. If you don't, we can provide you with one. We have wipes and sanitary or a hand sanitizer. We are at the moment taking temperatures. I'm not sure how long we'll need to continue to do that, because I think that's being phased out at some point. So we'll see. We'll see. It's a work in progress is all I can tell you. And all that we are doing is following the directions that we are given. So I've been very appreciative of the cooperation that I've gotten from the town employees, and the public has been very understanding up to now. So hopefully that'll continue. But as things change, so will the plan. So stay tuned. I just talked to Megan Campbell today about the swim program. She is the person that is coordinating the program this year. And I could really use some input from the board on this, and maybe Tom Chartrand. Cazenovia College pool is not opening until July 1st, at the earliest. The first session of our 2 sessions that normally run in the summer is supposed to start on June 27th. So that's a no-go. Whether or not Kaz Pool actually does open is anybody's guess. Megan has 4 people that are trained, that have their certifications to life-saving and water safety instructor. She's got 4 people. She has 4 that are waiting to be certified, and we're supposed to get certified, except that COVID caused the cancellation of the programs at the locations. I don't know if it was the Skinny Atlas Community Center or the Y or wherever, but one of those types of places was supposed to be able to provide the certification. So the question remains whether or not she can get, these people can get certified for our summer program. The thing I'm struggling with and had said I would bring up to the board tonight is, what do we do? Do we do one session? Do we bump the session 1 to the next week and hope that, and try and put that together? Do we do a session 2 and try and find people if kids start going back to school, because it's a week later in August for the second session? I mean, there's no decision that's been made yet. So there are only about 100 people that have signed up for the program this year, which is well below what the normal numbers are. And I think it's hesitation because of some people don't want to put their kids in the swim program in an indoor pool, but there's others that aren't sure that the program is going to happen. So variety of reasons, but I just don't know what to do. I don't think she knows what to do. And I'm thinking, Tom, you've been through this a number of times. This board is as well. And any suggestions?
Well, I don't know if the pool would allow us to push back another week. Has anybody asked them if, because I think we're supposed to end on August 14th.
I don't know the answer to that either. And that might not even be an option. And if that's the case, and we can only do one session, and I'm being told you have to do, Megan says you need to do the length of a session because that's the only way you can pass kids out of a swimming class. They have to have so many swimming classes in, and they're allowed a couple of misses, I guess, but so you can't abbreviate the first session and keep this, unless you don't want to have kids pass that could otherwise move on to the next level.
Hey, Renee, what's happening in our college in Morrisville is classes are coming back early. I don't know if some of the colleges are coming back early now. So instead of
so pushing the second session it's probably not to push that second session out. So we're looking at probably only being able to offer one session.
So they would,
as planned, or do we do the first session, bump it forward, and then cancel the second session and try and get everybody into one session?
if it's the first session would actually start on Monday the 29th. Am I correct?
Oh, no, you're probably right. She's been saying that. I thought she said the 27th, but she could.
Okay, so if that would be the case, then how many classes can they actually miss? That would be a question. If it's only 2 and it's July 1st that they could start, I guess it would be whether or not the parents will be able to get them there every single day. I mean, they already know, they've signed up for it. They know they've allotted that time. So go for it if it's only 2 classes. But then I think if you're looking for lifeguards, basically is what you're looking for, how does Megan, I don't know the protocol for how the swim director finds the lifeguards. Maybe we can put it out a different way. I don't know. I don't know how Megan does it.
Yeah, I think that some of it is word of mouth and these kids apply.
Advertisements in papers back in the wintertime. They advertised in the papers.
Could we re-advertise, because we're kind of stuck right now, and it's not to, push the ones out that want that job, but if they can't get certified, and we still want to try to provide the program for the community, maybe we could put it up on our website. Are we allowed to do that? I don't know. That's not my call, but.
And there might be quite a few. There might be quite a few certified lifeguards out there without a job this summer because a lot of towns are closing their pools.
Yeah.
They're out there. And the city just said this today on this afternoon on the Daily. The mayor was on with the county exec that that they're probably only going to open 3 of the city pools total.
Camps
So-
are closing for the summer. Lord's Camp, a camp on Skinny Alice Lake.
Oh.
They're just not providing that this year.
Well,
Cazenovia College didn't cancel either.
the chances are that there is the possibility we won't have the option of holding a session I don't know what an indoor pool is going to be able to do to keep sanitizing, and it is chlorinated, but you have to have contact and swim lessons and things. So it's a very much of just a big question.
Up in the air.
And
Yeah.
so, yeah, exactly.
Maybe
So,
we could try. I don't know.
Can't hurt.
So you think
trying.
you keep 2 sessions, Sheila? If we
I say we try, and if it's only 2 classes, then the parents realize that they have to try to get their kids there. We're letting the public know that this is the option that we have, and then maybe put it out on Facebook or put it out on our page that we're looking for instructors.
Yeah.
Maybe there's college kids right now that they don't have jobs, so I don't know. I think we should try. I think it'll be good for the kids if we can do that.
Oh, it absolutely will.
Yeah.
I'm on these weekly supervisors calls, and
Yeah.
but everybody's canceling everything in the towns.
The Y I know is still doing a program. They've been doing the babysitting program and then all that. So and I
Say
know
that.
the Y is still doing a babysitting program throughout the summer. So
Okay.
anyway, that's my thought. I think we should try.
Well, I will speak with Megan tomorrow. I told her I would bring it to the board and see what they had to say, and then we'll take it from there. Just a short note on grievance, and thank you guys for the input. A short note on grievance day. We did hold it. We did it by appointment. We had, I think, 4 citizens come in. 4 citizens. One canceled. One worked it out with Larry, and I think we had 2 people actually present. Could be wrong about that, but it went very well. We sanitized everything. We did all the precautions. We spread the board out, and so it went well. And it was not really much. We were they stayed their allotted time, but they didn't have a lot of business. The MS4 report, the 2021, is in the process of, it's been prepared, is in the process of being finalized. So I'm just going to read this because I think we need to have it made available. Finalized, it'll be signed, and then it can be made available in the clerk's office for review and comment, but we will also post it on the town's website. This is a report that we're required to annually create, done by our engineer, Steve Snell, and it meets the New York State Stormwater Speedies is the short version. I could read the whole name, but it's required by Speedies. And so the report has been done, and it'll be made available, and the public wants to comment, it'll be available for their comment, both at the clerk's office and on the website. And then last but not least, I'm just going to read this email. Oh, I sent it to everyone, correct? The stop sign issue. We have a town resident who lives near the intersection of Oran Gulf Road and Number 2 Road, both of which are town roads, who has requesting that that stop signs be placed both on the northbound and southbound parts of Oran Gulf Road at that intersection. There's already stop signs on Number 2, so it would make it a 4-way stop. And his concerns are mostly with the fact that there's speed on the Oran Gulf portion of the road that gets disregarded. And that a lot of people, especially right now with COVID, are walk on those roads. Not a lot of shoulder. So his request, I'll just read the one paragraph. Practically speaking, it is several miles between the two intersections on Oran Gulf Road, namely Route 20 and Indian Hill. So as a consequence, vehicles have a good head of steam by the time they reach number 2. In addition, a significant portion of traffic on number 2 road treats those stop signs as suggestions. It has always been a busy intersection and a risky one for pedestrian or bicycle traffic. These days, however, there are many more young families living nearby, and this is one of the only places to walk. As you know, probably know, walking together is now more than ever a popular family activity. He said the situation is dangerous and the installation of the stop signs would go a long way towards decreasing the danger. He asked the board to consider putting stop signs on Oran Gulf Road. So I reached out to Tim, who told me that because they're town roads, the normal practice is you go up the ladder to the county and get
No, because they're town roads, stop signs are within our, they're in our local law. So we would have to amend the local law to include those stop signs on that road.
So typically when we get something like this, my understanding is there's usually a petition and you have neighbors that have signed on to this. So there's some support. And I know that's not the kind of thing you can do right now, is go knocking on neighbors' doors to get them to sign a petition. So I understand that, but I'm also, I don't know what to do with this request, in the sense that we don't know what neighborhood support is. And yet, so my understanding from Tim has been that if we want to amend the local law, we would have to have a public hearing. So, and he's not, so yes, I was right. So I guess my question to the board is, do we want to entertain this? And I actually was interested in Tom Purcell's perspective from the highway.
Hello?
There.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
You can?
Yes.
We can't see you, but we can hear
I
you.
see you now. You must have muted your video.
Yay.
All I know is in the past, through the New York State and the federal book, it says that you shouldn't encourage using a four-way stop to do traffic control and reduce speed. So, but I understand the letter and his concern. So I don't know if things have changed, but that's what it used to be. So I don't know. Tim can probably weigh in on that as well.
No, it still is. That's still, you shouldn't be using stop signs or traffic signals to slow down people. That should be an enforcement issue. That's how the highway law usually reads. It's really an enforcement issue, not a issue of putting in something to slow people down. That's not the intention of a stop sign.
The thing to do would be notify the sheriff's department to try to be on the lookout down there, because the cars do come from Warren Delphi Road, go right through that stop sign heading towards Pompey Center Road. You want to always approach on Oran Gulf Road with caution when you have the stop sign, when they have the stop sign, because they sail through there some. A sheriff's presence might help avert some of the problems there.
Well, I have a call into them tomorrow, so I will.
That'd be the starting point. See if we can get some sheriff's presence there to help. They can hide in the corner there, because, there are speeders and they do go through the stop sign from Oran Adelphi to Pompey Center, yeah. Or in golf, yeah.
So I take it the board is not interested in entertaining this right now, but would rather pursue enforcement? Let's see if we
Yes.
have some enforcement to slow them, to address the speed issue.
I
Yeah,
agree.
let's try that first.
I'm hearing yes from Sheila and Judy and Ann and Carl. Okay, so I will contact the sheriffs and I will call the resident about this or email him back about this. I think he's probably watching. He said he was going to. And I think that's all I had. The only other thing I was going to mention is we have to, Tom Purcell, we need to get back on the drainage issues in the northern part of the town at some point. We've sort of they've been off the radar just because of everything that's going on, but we probably need to.
That's correct.
We really do need to be addressed. I just didn't think that anybody would go out there under the circumstances, but now that things are loosening up and outside seems to be a better place to be than inside anyway, maybe we can move something out and get moving on those.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to move to public comment unless anybody has anything else. And just say that it's suspended because we can't really do audio on this platform. So it continues to be suspended until we get back into some other method. But there is executive session matters that need to be addressed. 3. One relates to potential litigation. One relates to personnel, employment issues, and one relates to collective bargaining. So I would like to move, and I think for two of those, for one of those, Tom Purcell, if you could be part of we'll do your issue or the one that relates to you first. Tom Chartrand, you have 2 issues that I'd like you to be present for, so I'd invite you into the executive session as well. Tim, and then the board. So the way we're going to do this is again a tricky part, but we are all going to, those that are going to be on the executive session call, we have a conference call number that you've been sent in an email with a PIN that we're going to use. Those that are going to be on the call will mute their audio and their video on the Zoom conference, which will mean that this will continue to exist, but we're not going to, nobody will hear us and see us. And then we're going to, everybody get on their phone and we'll call into the conference number and do the executive session. Then when we're done, we'll come back, unmute ourselves from audio and video and adjourn, because there won't be any action taken as a result of the executive session issues. It's more a matter of informing the board. We should have had these before, but it's been difficult to just have a meeting virtually. Forget about executive session. So if for anybody that's watching or anybody that does not need to be of executive session, I would say your time, you can depart. But I would also say we need a motion.
I make a motion, we go into executive session.
And seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. So Tom Chartrand, Tom Purcell, Tim Fitesky, and the 5 of us board members need to mute video and audio. And if you don't do it right, Veronica's going to do it for you. And go get on the call.
Renee, when's the next zoning meeting? Is that next week?
Oh, zoning board? Are you talking about the zoning?
Zoning board.
Meets the 3rd week, I think, or the 4th
The
week?
zoning board's the 4th Monday.
The 4th week.
at
We've
7.
only ever met when, as needed. I mean, it's not a regular thing for the zoning board.
Well, they've got to meet next week. They've got to meet because of the
Right.
Academy Street.
Are they all aware of it?
Well, okay, we'll talk. I need to go into executive session right now, but Bob, I'll talk to you, okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
All right, now wait a minute.
You
What?
Want to start over?
Tom Purcell, you're supposed to be calling in.
Yeah, I'm trying. I just can't find which number.
Ann said she just texted it to you, Tom.
Okay,
Yeah, I was trying to tell Tom to use the telephone number.
The pin is 1397.
I got that right. Tom Purcell. Hello?
Doing this?
Yes.
315 928 728. Excuse me. 39. I don't use that phone.
I got too much crap going on. Tom Purcell. Hello? Okay. How's that? Hmm.
There we go. I look more tired than I did at the beginning of this meeting.
Looking good.
Oh, yeah. So, Judy, or hopefully Judy.
Yes, we're back.
Okay. Can we,
No voice.
Judy's not on? Well, I guess,
Mute.
She's on now.
there she is.
Am I there?
Now
Yeah,
we need-
There, we're here.
binoculars and all.
Oh, I'm in
Come on,
such
Carl.
pain.
That's all right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I hope,
Yes.
I hope we don't have to do this again.
Oh, please don't.
I
That's
know.
true.
I'm sure Veronica hopes so too.
Oh, are we? Are we done yet?
Yes.
We are as soon as we get Carl.
Carl's here.
I'm here.
Yeah, he just doesn't
Okay.
have his video
I
on.
move we adjourn.
Wait, no, well, first we have to make a motion.
Second that.
Wait, we have to make a motion to come back into,
I make a motion. I already did
oh, no, we
that when
don't.
you left.
No, we
Okay,
don't.
go ahead, Carl.
Come back into regular session.
Yeah, we already did that.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought we had, okay.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
No, Carl did that. Who's,
I already made it.
I second.
okay, all those in favor, I'm not even asking.
Aye.
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 Motion carried.
Motion carried. Over and out.
Okay.
Good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Everyone.
God.
Bye-bye, Tim.
You're all
Thanks for your
troopers.
support.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Veronica.
Good
Bye.
job, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, Renee.
Bye.